Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick update on the different war drums beating. We already know about Russia and Ukraine that's still happening. Latest I heard was Russia has lost over like 800,000 troops since it all started, and now they're even like bringing in troops from North Korea. North Korea, they're like basically hiring them to help fight their war with Ukraine, to try to limit some of the losses of their own army. And that's very, it's kind of it's pretty important when it comes to end times Bible prophecy, because we know Russia is going to remain standing through all this, and eventually they will come in and invade Israel, along with some other nations. And so it's very important to watch Russia. They are an important piece in what's going on in the last days, and we're seeing that. We've seen Israel, of course, fighting down there in Gaza. We've seen them fight to the north as well. So we've seen that stuff going on, as well as they're fighting with Iran. But and in the U.S. and Iran with these talks that have been going on as far as their nuclear power plants and stuff, and then shutting down their nuclear program, and then the threats that were made by Donald Trump if they don't stop that program. So as of right now, they haven't stopped it. There has been no agreement reached. So it's a matter of time that we may launch some kind of attack against Iran. But two things happened here this morning. I woke up to hearing that the Israel went ahead and, or I don't know if it was Israel or the United States, but it's because now it sounds like we're taking. First, I was hearing it was Israel that launched these attacks, then I was hearing United States, and it's probably likely a joint operation between Israel and the United States. They're dropping some big bombs all over there in Yemen, and basically warning the Houthis, this is it, man. You guys ain't going to be attacking our ships. We're not going to be controlling those sea waters there. And this is it. We're taking you out. So they know that if they don't want to be completely annihilated and destroyed, they better make some kind of deal. So that's how way things work too in the Middle East. You can't use diplomacy. You can't talk people down that are crazy and want to fight. And so this is what you got to do. Sometimes you got to hit the bully right in the mouth in order to stop them from doing something. Because if you think you're going to talk your way out of things all the time, sorry, but some people ain't going to talk things, aren't going to be willing to be allowed to be talked down. That's the way they are in the Middle East. So, and so that didn't take long, because it didn't. I think within a few hours, the Houthis are coming out and saying, "Hey, we don't want no more. We will stop." And so, as of now, at least, President Trump came out and said, "We're going to stop attacking them." And I'm sure some kind of peace arrangement is going to be worked out there, at least as of now. And then right after that, I've been hearing about India was going to attack Pakistan sooner or later. And here we go. So it just started within the last probably half hour or so. I heard India actually went through and was attacking sites there in Pakistan. So these are all Middle East things that are going on. Countries are going to be lining up with countries. We could be seeing the start of a world war. Some people believe it's already started, and it's just the things aren't always played out in the same manner as previous wars. We've had economic wars going on, and that we had physical wars going on. And so now you're seeing real war taking place in different ways, and countries are going to try to protect their own interests, their own people, their own militaries, their own assets. So if you can use a Pakistan or rebel groups or whatever you might want to use to try to push across your narrative and your agenda, then you might do that. So it's going to be interesting to see how these things play out. And as if you came to the Look Up End Time study, one of the things we were warned about from 1 Thessalonians 5 is to be careful when you hear the words peace and safety, because the Bible says when you hear those words, eventually you're going to hear, and then came sudden destruction. So these things I believe we're going to see continue to escalate. They're just like the birth pangs. It's gonna be more frequent and more intense the closer it is to the baby being born. So it's you're gonna keep seeing stuff like this, skirmishes like this, escalations at different times, and it's gonna keep happening. And eventually, there's gonna be a need for peace. And I think economy. I've been hearing about this thing going on. Supposedly, it could be by June we're going to see something major happen economically, as far as our transportation system, um, replenishment of different items, with the effect of the tariffs and stuff. So the warning is to start preparing now, and getting stuff that you might need that comes from China. Stock up and get the stuff now. And medications, even there's a lot of medications that come from there. So it's up to you what you want to do with it. I'm not trying to at all fear monger in any way, but just trying to prepare people for what could come. So whether it's wars, we talked about this, it could be EMP attacks that affect our Wi-Fi. We've seen Europe go dark recently. A lot of stuff happening, and most people are just continuing on without a care in the world. But I'm telling you, one day we're going to wake up and be like, what in the world happened? You were asleep. You were asleep. And if you want to keep sleeping, go right on ahead. As for me, the Bible says to watch and to be sober, to be awake, to be paying attention, to be watching all these things that are happening with a biblical perspective and looking through that lens, and to say these are things that are lining up with what we've been taught. So just want to give you guys a quick update on that it's going down, and it might settle down, but it'll always pick back up, just like the prices of things. We've talked about this. There's the squeezing of the lid. I get this bottle right here, and I can unscrew it, right? And then I start tightening that lid, right? And it starts to get pretty tight. That's how things can feel sometimes. We've seen it during COVID. Then they loosen it, right? Oh, go for some relief. And then they tighten it a little bit more. Then they loosen it a little bit. And then they'll tighten it a little bit more. That's how things go. They want you to get accustomed to how tight things can get. And then they loosen it so you feel relief and you think, okay, things are better. No, that's just a little temporary relief, because now, as tight as you felt it before, it's going to go tighter. Prices were high, and they lower them a little bit, and they jack them back up, and then they lower them a little bit, and jack. When you start longing for the days, even in California, where we had $3 gas, $4 gas, $5 gas. Because if it goes back up, as it keeps going back up, eventually you start longing for those old days. And those old days, which were bad, we were complaining about them then, we end up wishing that was the good old days, right? So that's how things are going to be in this world. And really, apart from knowing the Bible and knowing Jesus Christ and having a firm foundation in your faith with Him, you're going to be all right. You're going to be cool. You might go through some stuff, but you know who's in control. And for some of us, this is as much hell as we're ever going to go through in our lives, because we know what comes next. We have eternity with Christ. And for some, this is as much of heaven as they'll ever have, because there's going to be an eternal separation from God. No hope of heaven, no hope of everlasting life with the Lord. So just wanted to share those things that are going down with you guys, and do what you want with it. You could take it as a grain of salt. You could say it's a bunch of nothing burgers, but it just might be something. Only time will tell. And I just want to help you be prepared and be ready for the different things that the Bible says are coming upon the earth. So that's all. You guys just keep your eyes on the Lord. Stay watchful. Watch and pray. I know we all got our own personal things going on in our lives that sometimes make the other things going on in the world don't matter, and those are legit. But there's always two pictures, man. I heard a pastor once say, be like a gecko, one eye up and one eye out. So we want to be definitely attending to our own lives and the personal things we all have going on. That those are very important things we got to take care of and tend to. But also should be, we live in this world, and the things that go on in the world will affect us in one way or another. And my only goal is that you don't lose your faith. So I'll minister to both needs. So that's all, you guys. Take care. God bless you.